welcome to Club Star Wars, ladies and gentlemen. You will notice there is only two of us. We're not in three socially distant locations tonight. We're in two socially distant locations tonight. Me and Andy are holding the fort because Matt has got the man flu, which, as we know, is one of the worst afflictions known to mankind. So we wish him well and hope he'll be getting better soon.
Yeah, Matt, hope you get well soon, mate.
Have you been, Andrew?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Just busy.
Just busy. Busy as usual. Busy as usual. Yeah, well, I had a nice week off in Wales, you know, bit of sunshine.
Yes, I saw.
A little bit too much.
That's exactly where you were, is exactly where I was. The weekend, the lockdown got, was that back in March? A different universe, different time. Feels like a long time ago, doesn't it?
It does. It feels too long ago. That's the scary thing about it.
Yeah.
I saw this meme today. I wish I'd have uploaded it here, but it's the it's Samuel L. Jackson pointing the gun at the guy in Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction, yeah.
The guy sat on the chair. What's he called?
I don't know his name.
Brett. It's him pointing the gun at Brett, and it says, "Say new normal again."
Say what?
Say new normal again. I dare you. I double dare you.
Yeah.
Which is kind of how I'm feeling about it right now, to be honest. But still,
Yep.
We're not here to talk about that.
Nope.
We're here to talk about the Wars of the Star. So we're going to come along to the Colin. We're going to come along to TrevoHELL.
I think I've got to say, I think this has been blown out of proportion.
I know the article's not even that.
Of course,
thing,
yeah.
but...
Have you actually watched the video of him talking about it?
No, but if you want,
he's so zen.
Is he right?
Yeah, proper zen.
Well, he probably got payoff money. Let's be fair.
That's exactly what I said when I was watching. I was like, yeah, he got paid.
You got a couple of quid.
Yeah.
So he went light on him, probably lighter than he would have done.
Probably, yeah.
But we've got before we come on to that, there's I mean, I didn't want to blow this too much up, but it's this again, it's a Star Wars rumor thing, but
Go for it.
Anyway, let's get into it this way. Okay, so this is from LRM Online. Now, some of you may be aware of this if you're an Instagram type person or just if you're a Star Wars type person. It seems to have been on the down low, but it's certainly been flying around Twitter a fair bit. So,
That
Star
place.
Wars, the dark. Matt's happy. Matt's not so happy place.
That's the thing. I don't really go on Twitter. I don't like it. It's just the more I hear about it, the more I'm glad I don't.
Yeah.
I obviously I follow Matt's feed on there, so that's how I find out my information. I just stay off the rest of it.
Matt's. I wish I could put the word tweets and rants together as one thing. I don't know how.
Should we do it?
Twants.
Twants. Yeah.
Yeah. Twants.
It's PC, isn't it?
Yeah. Matt's Twants on Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah.
To be fair, he does find some useful information on there for us as well.
Or REITs.
Oh, REITs. Nah, because that's just REIT. That's like a friendly.
Yeah, that's an English Northern. It'll be a REIT.
I'll say berate.
Talking about that bloody Star Wars again.
I'll be right. Won't it? I'll be right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we go. So Star Wars rumor: Lucasfilm moving forward without Ray Parker's Darth Maul.
Oh, I wonder why.
So
what that's about.
Fans have been eager to see more Darth Maul in live action for quite some time. At the tail end of Solo: A Star Wars Story, the shittest scene in the film.
No. I should get a lightsaber. And we should. You get your Han Solo blaster out.
But I remember when we were watching that scene in the cinema, and you were like, "There's Darth Maul," and I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
You know what's really bad? It's so sad.
I felt bad for you because you were so genuinely pumped. But
oh yeah, I was. But what's worse, it's so sad. Like I knew before everyone else in the audience, but not because I'd heard a spoiler. I recognised Sam Witwer's Darth Maul impression voice straight away, and way before he did the HUD reveal and everything. And
He did the HUD reveal and
everyone gasped, and you just went, "Oh fucking hell!" You're so disappointed. Like the disappointment.
Ignited the lightsaber just in case you didn't know who it was. That was the thing that annoyed me the most. I was just like,
both blades as well.
It was like they may as well have done like they may as well have like this jukebox may as well have lit up behind him and gone like a disco version of Duel of the Fates, and then like a neon sign saying Darth Maul is right here with a big fucking arrow over it.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that thing that pops up in Jay and Silent Bob when Mark Hamill's hey kids, it's Mark Hamill.
Exactly.
Just applause. Yeah.
It was exactly that. It was just like, it was about as subtle as a cockroach walking across a white rug. It was just like, nope, you can't see me.
Also, you just know that was, I should say for the record, I like the movie. Paddy thinks it's the worst thing ever made. But even I can say that was thrown in at the last minute just to add some, whatever you want to call it, hype, fan service.
Yeah, that was... And let's not get into this again, but maybe I haven't quite said this part of it.
All right.
Or maybe I said it on Ruins podcast. I don't know.
Okay.
Most of my rant got cut out anyway.
I didn't realize. Did it?
Yeah, it was kind of the polite version. Most of my solo rant didn't end up in there. But like, it was the first Star Wars film where I felt like I'd been manipulated.
Right.
It felt like,
okay.
I mean, yeah, I was upset anyway, but it felt like it was just like, and there's your fan service of this, and there's your fan service of that. It was like, you know, was the first thing I think perhaps that they did the, like, his gun, and it was like, where I think he gives it, Woody Harrelson gives him the gun.
Yeah, over the campfire.
No,
yeah,
it's got the Han Solo gun. I'm like,
yeah,
okay. And then they made a big thing about the dice, and then the dice kept coming up, and it was like they've already kind of made a big thing out of it in Force Awakens, Last Jedi, even though the dice was never really a big deal. But
no, they just. I think you only see it in A New Hope. You see some dice dangling there, but they do not look gold like they do the versions they've made. But you know. It's a nice tie-in for me, but I know it pissed you off.
So that was a whole thing, and I'm just like, yeah. And then, but that was the main. Oh, yeah, the Kessel Run obviously was like, there's your fan service, there's your Kessel Run. But that pissed me off even more because the Kessel Run for me was like, it should have been like the Cannonball Run. It was like, you know, loads of stupid daft aliens like, oh, I'm gonna beat you with the spices, and we're gonna win the, you know, 20,000 galactic credits, and
essentially he's not the best pilot in the galaxy anymore as well. And the Falcon isn't the fastest ever either because technically he cheated. He took a shortcut through because he tells everyone, "Yeah, I did the Kessel Run." It's like, well, you didn't, did you? You took a massive shortcut, but a very dangerous and entertaining, in my opinion, shortcut. But Red Letter Media called that pretty much that whole scene. Right, but it was and they got the Star Destroyer there in the, is it the Maelstrom, whatever that circular cloud thing is.
I remember. I've blanked so much of it out.
But yeah, before it came out, Red Letter Media predicted most of that.
Really? No way.
Yeah, they said Boba Fett and Jabba were in there, and I'm very impressed that they held back on that stuff.
Yeah.
The Jabba, but Jabba is mentioned in the movie. That's what the sequel was going to be.
Yeah, they just gave you that silly tall snake woman thing instead, whatever that was called.
Yeah.
But anyway, the main, like at the very, if all of those were the ones that were like, so I've been through the movie and seen all these bits, and of course the main thing about him being called Han Solo by some prick from the Empire, which was the main thing that really upset me.
Yeah.
But then it got to this bit, and it was just like. No. So anyway, but as well that I mean, it was kind of, you just feel like they treated so many people badly as well, don't you? Like with that thing, because you were telling me about the thing about Sarah Fenowitz did his voice and then somebody
when
made
I
the decision to put Whitwer in, and
I think when I said that about Sarah Fenowitz, it was like rumor, but then he ended up saying that he did get cut, and he was invited to the premiere with his family, and he declined when he found out he wasn't going to be doing the voice. But the thing is, Darth Maul appearing in one of the what was it? It's a prequel to happens before Revenge of the Sith. After Revenge of the Sith, before Rogue One and New Hope.
Yeah.
Is moviegoers don't have a clue how Darth Maul survived, and it only works if super geeks have watched all the TV show and stuff. So it didn't really work for the movie-going audience. That's the sort of
dead.
Yeah, as far as movie normal people who just go in the cinema and go, yeah, this is Star Wars. That's all right. Yeah, enjoyed that. Those people would have been like, I'm going, what?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think you have to be an uber geek. That's okay. I mean, as long if you're a Star Wars fan, you'll have watched the series. I know I'm in with them and stuff like that. That's fair enough. But I believe they kind of made a decent job of bringing him back in Rebels. So sorry,
both of them.
Yeah, in both of them. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Can't get enough Maul.
Well, that's the thing. His most famous appearance is the Phantom Menace, and he barely says anything. But then they turned him into this big deal later on. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I just wonder if there was a thing. Did he? I don't know. Did George always plan to kill him off in that movie? Or when the role got bigger, did he decide to kill him off? Or
you mean Phantom Menace?
Yeah.
I think he was always going to kill him off.
Probably. So anyway, back to this news. So, he's sure he made an appearance in Solo, Star Wars Ship Pile. Sure the movie. Sorry, Star Wars. Sorry. Sure the movie itself didn't do amazingly, but it did have interesting implications for the world going forward. Did it? It seemed like only a matter of time until we saw Darth Maul come back. After many years, it seemed possible that the actor and martial artist Ray Park could return to the beloved Star Wars role. Several days back, we reported on an interesting rumor about that. The rumor came from the Direct and stated that Darth Maul would be appearing in several live-action series on Disney+. This included a series that would reportedly feature Darth Maul as a main character. Admittedly, we cannot confirm those specifics of those details. Well, we can confirm from our source that Disney did plan on bringing Darth Maul to some extent. And then there was a strange post on Park's social media that surfaced that same day. All I will say was that the video was sexual in nature. Knowing Disney's history, it seems only a matter of time until some action is taken.
Yeah.
If you don't know what was out there, if you don't know what was on the video, folks, I won't go into detail, but I will go into slightly more detail than this article has. Basically, he posted what you would probably what the kids would probably refer to as revenge porn. Appeared on his Instagram, and then there was like fans had messaged his wife to sort of try and get her take on it, and she was like, I don't think it was a mistake. I think he did post it, blah, blah, blah. And then there was a bit of weird stuff where it was like he was arguing where he was accusing, like, who's effectively his brother, Daniel Logan, because they both have the same manager, they're effectively like bros, aren't they, really? Yeah. I think Daniel calls him bro. Anyway, he was all saying that Daniel was sleeping with his wife and all this kind of stuff. It just seemed like I don't know whether he was drunk, whether he was whatever, or whether he's just having a bit of a mental episode. I don't know. All very sad, but I mean, if the timing is that he was set to come back as Darth Maul and he's done all that stuff, I think you may have just blown it there, son.
Just a bit.
Which is a shame because the fans love him and he is great. You know, he's great value at a con. You know, he'll pick somebody, hand him a double double-ended lightsaber, and he'll do all the stunts in front of the crowd and gets everyone going. And
Yeah,
he's great value, that dude. And
I'd say it like you said, it's over.
yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Disney will just, probably cut him off like a dead limb now. The official line from his wife the day after all that was that his account has been hacked. So
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
No, she poo-pooed all that. She poo-pooed it, all that, his wife. Yeah, I think it was he or somebody else had put that out, because apparently there'd been like a couple of years before, there'd been something weird, and he said his account had been hacked.
Yeah.
And this was kind of like the second time he'd said it, but it didn't kind of make sense.
No.
And there was another thing that after those messages between his wife and blah blah blah, there was something else where his daughter or something came on and said, "Well, it is about time he was exposed for."
It's his daughter who made it the most damning, I think, online.
Yeah, she said he's abusive and blah blah blah, and it was like, oh shit, really?
I think it's just not going well for him, is it?
Not well at all. So, I mean, if he can come out with some genius move that says, it comes out with some proof that he's been hacked, but
yeah,
really under the circumstances, that sounds like a tricky one to get out of. But anyway, this says circumstances around the Prospect Park were unclear. Few scenarios look good for the martial arts. Disney has never been a studio to court controversy, so the easiest move for them would be to move on from Park. After all, I don't know. Yeah, but who would replace Park? Sam Witwer seems like the obvious choice. Yeah, I mean, he's going to voice him anyway, but the thing is, it's the physicality in it and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe, hiding an actor under that makeup would be a lot easier than trying to recast, trying to get someone to replace Ewan McGregor. That's,
Yeah, because he's got makeup on. So, I mean, it's not to say that the whole Maul thing's dead and buried, because
Maul looks very different in the Rebels and Clone Wars anyway. Looks much more thin and gaunt, whereas Rey's quite hench now.
Yeah, he looked a lot bigger in the Solo movie, didn't he?
Yeah.
Plus, I don't know. Maybe they'll give Daniel Prowse a bell.
Possibly. I think he's too tall, isn't he?
Oh, right, he's like 6'4".
Yeah, because Darth Maul is actually quite short.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't.
It's just I never saw Maul as short, but when you compare him to Liam Neeson in Phantom Menace, Liam's really tall, isn't he?
I've seen him, and apparently he has a ginormous what's the name as well. So
that's not for here, is it?
It's not for no, it's not for here, but it's just it Kevin and Ralph turned it into a whole joke. Have you not heard? Have you never watched?
No.
Oh, right. Okay. So it's like, did you ever watch? You never watched Hollywood Babylon with Kevin Smith and Ralph Garman?
I've seen a lot of Kevin on stage. It's nothing to do with that, is it?
No, it's a one they do together, and they have like little segments. It's like little daft segments, and the one they always finish is Liam Neeson's cock is so big, and the audience goes, "How big is it?" It's so big that blah 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 blah. So that's the joke that finishes off every show. It's so big it's got its own postcode. Whatever. One of those, something like that. Whatever. So
this is stop being family friendly, isn't it?
Well, we only, we didn't go into detail about it. I'm just saying that allegedly, joke thing. I'm not saying that I think I know. I'm not seeing it. I don't know Liam that
personal experience from Paddy O'Hare.
No personal experience from me. So anyway, on that bombshell. But yeah, it's kind of sad that really it is.
Very.
It is sad that about Mr. Park, but hopefully we'll see this. I don't know. Hopefully there'll be some resolution, but we'll see. We'll have to see.
Hopefully, yeah, for everyone.
Right. Should we move on with the? Well, I think we probably have to do this one, wouldn't we, for this? The moment you've all been waiting for. It's TrevoHELL. It's really not that big a deal, but like you say. So this
it is for him, but like it's just people are suggesting that he's ranted about it, and he hasn't. He was asked about it on a podcast.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So so Colin Trevorrow on his traumatic experience with Star Wars Episode 9. This is from flickeringmyth.com, but I'm sure you'll find it in many other places. I was on Collider. Remember those?
Collider videos.
No, what is Jedi Council still a thing?
I don't think. I think one of them's gone and done his own thing. I don't know who they are, what the names are.
Oh, is that the dick who came out and did the whole? I've been busting my ass being a Star Wars.
No,
fan.
that's is he called Justin or Jason or something? It's not him. It's another. It's actually someone who features on Collider. So I don't. Harloff, yeah. Oh yeah, he's the one who didn't get invited to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland.
And he was
but somebody else on who does a sister show within Collider or something like that got invited, and he said, I've been busting my ass off for years as a Star Wars fan and etc. And got really upset. And he's, everyone's got every right to be upset, but don't do it in the middle of a podcast.
No,
that's not the time. But he was
unless it's this podcast, obviously.
Well, yeah, of course. But he was kind of having a go at the people who run the podcast as well through that rant. He wasn't just he wasn't just upset about. He said he'd been screwed over by somebody else. Politics, podcast politics.
Boo-hoo! I've got a massive platform and I've not been invited to. It was like, dude, if you'd have just waited, you could have got in there. Like there was no queues.
Yeah,
people were just strolling right up and going. Oh.
I think the first weekend, the pictures coming out of it, it was like quite busy, and then just that didn't do very well, did it?
Because it ignored the OT. But there you go.
And the PT. Don't forget the PT.
And the PT, of course. OT and PT. They're like, what are you talking about? Anyway, as we all know, Jurassic Park helmet Colin Trevorrow was originally set to bring curtain down on Disney's Star Wars sequel trilogy, only for creative differences.
Heard that before.
Have we heard that before? To see him vacating the director's chair on Episode 9 as J.J. Abrams returned to the franchise to deliver the culmination of the Skywalker saga with the Rise of Skywalker. Speaking to, this still was the weirdest title ever for me. Speaking to Collider, Trevorrow has discussed his traumatic experience on Episode 9 and the crushing disappointment of not getting to see through his plans for Star Wars Duel of the Fates after investing so much time and energy into the project.
That title it makes me itch a bit as a Star Wars fan. Duel of the Fates is just, I've said this so many times now, it's not a very good title. Did you say Episode 9 is not a good title? The Rise of Skywalker?
Because it didn't. Yeah. I mean, it just didn't feel like Luke got to rise as the Skywalker enough. And I know that, Rey identified as a Skywalker at the end and all that stuff, but it was like.
I think they tried to argue that Kylo is part of that family, and it's to do with both. It's to do with him and Rey. Yeah.
Okay, it's brilliant.
Hey,
how quickly it took you to just talk me around there.
Yeah, that was easy. could you just throw that in the script, maybe? Now, I've been described as a sort of a sequel trilogy apologist just because I like the sequel trilogy. I like 7 and 8, which I know is a very unpopular opinion, especially 8. But 9 is very weak. I don't like it.
9, you've got issues, haven't you?
Yeah, I find it very entertaining, but again, the more I think about it, it's not the end of the Skywalker saga. It just feels a bit weird to me. Anyway, Trevorrow.
Yeah,
Some people
Trevorrow.
say Trevorrow, but there's no A in there for me to pronounce it like that.
Trevorrow.
Yeah.
Hotel? Trevorrow. Yeah, I was just doing that because we've not done it for ages.
Scrolly bar.
Yeah,
It's
the
back.
scrolly bar. It's back. This is quoting Trevorrow. I've not heard his voice yet, so I'll just do an American sound voice. That was just an experience that obviously you can imagine it can get to the point of being traumatic when there's something that you care about that much and you've invested that much in it, said Trevorrow. But that's one of the things that you accept when you take on any role in film, especially when you become a storyteller. That there are going to be the heartbreaks. No, that there are going to be heartbreaks. There's going to be crushing disappointment, and there's going to be victories, and hopefully they'll balance out in the end. Let's hope that Trevorrow's next project, Jurassic World 47, where the dinosaurs are really crazy, turns out to be one of those victories. Sorry, it's called Jurassic World Dominion because they've gone. Maybe we've probably said too many numbers by now. Let's just throw a word after it instead.
What's really ironic about Jurassic World, which is Trevorrow's first film on my radar, is it's a bit like episode 9. I enjoyed it when I saw it. It's very entertaining, but the more I thought about it, the more I didn't like it.
Right.
And then the sequel, have you seen The Fallen Kingdom? I think it's called.
I can't keep up with them. I saw the first one. I saw the first one with Pratt and Thingy.
Yeah.
But I've no. There's a sequel to that, isn't there? And then this is the third one of that. Yeah, I've seen the second one.
The sequel's quite a bit of a letdown for me. It's worth the watch, but I'm just a bit disappointed. And then it got me thinking about episode 9 and Trevorrow, and I was just like, no, I don't see this going well. But I don't know, But I've read his script that apparently leaked.
Oh, what? It was the full script was leaked. I've not seen that.
Duel of the Fates, yeah. I watched like a video of a guy going through like the main bits of it, and some bits of it were interesting, but overall, I didn't find it that much better than what we got, to be honest with you. But that's an unpopular opinion again.
So, what were the major?
Stick it right next to my Last Jedi unpopular opinion.
So, what was some of the major plot points in his Duel of Fates thing that you that stuck out?
There was this ancient Sith that was luring Kylo Ren in, which was a bit like what we got in 9 with Palpatine. And Trevorrow's thing doesn't have any Palpatine in it. He's in Trevorrow's version. Palpatine died on the second Death Star. That's what most fans are saying now. But there's something I read the other day that I think I mentioned this on the show a long time ago when they announced Palpatine in episode 9. Is Lucas always meant to have Palpatine return in his sequel trilogy, which Disney rejected. But that has not been officially verified. But it's something that's been out there for a while. What else happens in Trevorrow's?
Because he's not talking about.
I can't remember. I just remember being a bit underwhelmed, and maybe it's because so many people egged it up and said, "Oh, this is way better than what we got." And I don't remember what happens now, but I remember feeling a little bit disappointed.
Was there a description of Luke Skywalker grabbing this lightsaber by the hilt? Was that in there?
I don't think so.
Just that picture that we've got.
Oh, you mean the where he's a Force ghost in the fire of the TIE fighter? Yeah, I don't know.
But did it? Was there anything about the Luke stuff in there that you picked up?
Not that I remember. No.
Nothing that better.
That's what I mean. I don't even remember it. I was so underwhelmed. It's probably.
Oh no, because it. Sorry, it didn't. Was it JJ that didn't? No, yeah, it was Trevorrow that didn't want Ruin to kill Luke so that he could have Luke in in 9. So Luke had a bigger role in 9.
Yeah, I don't. The impression we got as well with The Last Jedi is that Mark actually didn't realize that his character had been killed until he saw it in the film, which makes me think it wasn't in the script. And they did it in a way where you could, in reshoots or in the editing booth at the end, you could make it look like Luke died or Luke survived or he teleported somewhere, I don't know. But they decided to kill him, as we all know.
Which was a great decision.
Yeah.
But we're not going to get into that.
No.
Because, Matt's much better than us, than I am. And probably
and I can't do it. I can't do it like Matt because I don't have the hate for The Last Jedi like he does.
No, so we don't need to do. No, not today, baby. Okay, let's get on to some. Should we do some? So that's some positive Star Wars news.
We'll put 1 minute on the schedule for that then, shall we? They get back to the ranting. That's all I see. That's all I see online now is just people not enjoying Star Wars. I'm like,
I know, it's sad though, isn't it? It is.
See, because I'm in the I like Last Jedi camp. When people rant in front of me, not on podcasts or anything about it, I usually say, point at the forehead and say, "The Last Jedi is living rent free right there." I just don't get why if you hate it, why you talk about it so much. But then I think, oh yeah, it's Star Wars, of course.
Yeah, just gotta keep going. All right, well let's.
Anyway, I'm a Disney shill. I'm getting paid for this.
You are a Disney shill.
Paddy's not, because he doesn't say nice things about the sequel trilogy, whereas I do. Force Awakens was all right. Money. Last Jedi were pretty good. Yeah, give me some money.
Come on. I do say good things about the Force Awakens. I do.
Of course you do. Your boy's in it all the time. All the way through.
Movie. He is. There he is, right up there. If I could get my camera up there, I'd show you that.
It's true. All of it.
It's true. All of it. The Force, the Jedi. They're real.
The sequel trilogy started off well, didn't it?
It did. Started off well, and
anyway, positive.
Dipped in the middle, tailed off. At least said about the end of that. Anyway, here we go. Ooh, I couldn't remember if we'd done the blue one or not. So I did the yellow.
Not yet.
Okay. Right, maybe we've done the yellow one twice and the red one once. I can't remember. Anyway, it's always weird when this happens because it's like, oh, we've actually picked a piece of news from StarWars.com. From the horse's mouth. Mandalorian's been nominated for 15 Emmys, man. 15.
Deserves it.
So on Tuesday, the cast and crew of The Mandalorian were among the top talents in television entertainment nomination for the 72nd Emmy Awards. Lucasfilm Disney Plus created by the Lucasfilm and Disney Plus series created by Jon Favreau is a contender for Outstanding Drama Series, as well as 12 other categories, for a total of 15 nominations that run the gamut from acting to cinematography, costumes to special effects, and include recognition for the show's haunting score, which is superb, I don't mind saying. And Star Wars Resistance, the Disney Channel series from Lucasfilm Animation set in the time of the sequel trilogy, which I've not watched, snagged a nomination for Outstanding Children's Program.
Sorry, what was that? Resistance?
Yeah.
Nah, I've not watched it. I don't think I'll bother either.
No.
It's not intended for us, I don't think.
No. It's for the kids.
Yeah.
So I'm so proud of everyone who contributed to make these Emmy nominations possible, and I'm thankful to be working with such a talented group of people, says Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy. Who's liked by a lot of Star Wars fans. Disney Plus took a big risk with us on The Mandalorian, and I can't thank them enough. The creative brilliance of Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, coupled with the incredible innovations of ILM and Skywalker Sound, truly made our first Star Wars live-action series groundbreaking. Much gratitude to Bob Iger for launching a platform which inspired an enormous rush of creativity amongst Lucasfilm storytellers, artists, engineers, and I can't wait to see the child in his tux. It's such an honor to be recognized among so many wonderful shows, says Jon Favreau, executive producer of Mandalorian. We had a great time making it, and being nominated is an unexpected bonus. Congratulations to the incredible, talented cast and crew on The Mandalorian for their hard work, and our partners at Disney Plus and Lucasfilm. Thank you to the Television Academy from all of us for embracing the show. It's so exciting to see the nominations, and knowing how hard the entire team worked to bring The Mandalorian and the child to life. I'm so happy for everyone involved. So it's Dave. That's not Dave Filoni. It's so exciting to see the nominations, knowing how hard the entire team worked to bring The Mandalorian and the child to life. Him and George have got a very similar timbre, haven't they?
Must be why they get on so well, possibly.
Yeah. Says Dave Filoni. There are so many great stories to tell in a galaxy far, far away. The nominations from the So yeah, I mean, where do you think it's going to go? Where do you think it's going to go next?
Well,
Mando.
Well, there's it's heavily suggested Ahsoka Tano is in season 2, and the I forgot the character's name again. The Forger, she's called, isn't she? In The Mandalorian, she forges the armor, the Beskar armor for the Mandalorians. She said something about the child.
Yeah.
That she needs to get it back to the Jedi, basically, and Ahsoka Tano is likely going to be that Jedi. Which is interesting that she survived the original trilogy.
Yeah, because again, she's gone by the end of Clone Wars, right?
Yeah, and she declares herself. She survives to the end of Rebels as well, and she's there at the end. And then nothing's heard of her again, and now we believe she's going to be in season 2. Live action, first time live action as well. And she's become a fan favorite, like gone from a very hated character. I remember when the Clone Wars movie came out, was it 2008, something like that? And people hated her. And now she was voted in a massive poll not too long ago, second to Darth Vader as the most favorite Star Wars character. I mean, that's incredible. After, don't forget, online it's mainly the younger fans, Paddy. If that was if that was like original trilogy era fans, probably Luke, Han, and Vader, something like that. Yeah. Don't forget, this will have been a Facebook thing.
Yeah.
So that's where I can see it going. Also, there was rumors that it's going to have its own little universe, that era of Star Wars, around people in the Mandalorian going off and doing their own thing and things like that. Not surprised, considering its success, why they want to, I don't want to say cash in on it, that's the wrong thing to say, but expand on that side of the universe. But I think the child is a big part of the story. So if the child goes, I think it's going to, a lot of people may tune out. I don't know. But there's only so far you can go with the Mandalorian protecting that child. I mean, if they do another season of that, it's going to be a bit...
Yeah.
So it's going to have to go somewhere. And that...
I'm a bit of an albatross.
Can we drop that now, please? Become a bit of an albatross. So what's the guy called? Villain at the end of this first season.
He's a Grand Moff, isn't he?
Yeah, Moff. Oh my God, why do I not know this?
Moff, I don't know. I was
anyway.
We're not getting any prompts today.
No one's screaming at us saying, "Oh, you know nothing."
Today.
Moff. Why can't I remember his name? I'm trying not to Google it. I'm going to Google it. I'm going to have to.
You're going to have to Google it.
It's annoying.
Grand Moff Chicken Man. No, it's Grand Moff Breaking Bad. No, it's
Gideon.
Grand Moff.
Grand Moff. It's not Grand Moff. It's Moff Gideon. And
Moff Gideon. See again.
And he's got that dark saber or black saber. What do they call it? At the end of the series, he reveals it, which you can see in action in Clone Wars. Pre-Vizsla, I think the Mandalorian character uses it to attack Obi-Wan Kenobi when he's rescuing Satine. And then later on in Rebels, I think it's Rebels, no, Clone Wars, Darth Maul takes over Mandalore and he uses it as his lightsaber, that black saber. So it's had a bit of history, and I believe it was rescued by the Mandalorians from the Jedi Temple. So the Jedi took it from them, but it's their weapon, I believe. It's not the Jedi's. It's from Mandalore, I believe. So it's a Moff
jet black lightsaber.
Yeah, it's got like a black in the middle and white on the outside. It doesn't look like a lightsaber. It's very thin. It's like it's a sword that's lit up. So it's not quite a lightsaber, but it can deflect lightsabers. I imagine it operates with the same physicality that a lightsaber does.
Yeah.
Who gives a shirt?
It looks cool.
I do. Yeah, I give a shit. So yeah, also Gideon knows who the Mandalorian is, which suggests he may have been. I think the Mandalorian says that he was part of the Empire purge on Mandalore, which is mentioned throughout the series.
The flashback where he's being hidden away as a kid, and
yeah, that's the Clone Wars. That flashback. That's during the separatist invasion of It might not be Mandalore, but I assumed it. No, it's not, because the Mandalorian is not an actual Mandalorian. He was taken in, and they raised him. You can convert to it. You don't have to be from Mandalore to be a Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest misconception is, which I'm sure you already know, Paddy, that Boba Fett and Jango Fett are not Mandalorian. Neither the Creed, which is what it's called in the Mandalorian, and basically Jango stole Slave One, and he stole the armor. He's not actually. He's just a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's not actually a Mandalorian. And the rumor is that Boba Fett is returning in season 2, or it's somebody else wearing Fett's armor, because there's a massive hint in one of the episodes. I think it might be episode 5 or 6. In someone walks into shot at the end of one of the episodes, and it's the sound from Empire where he walks in next to Vader when Han's done his pew pew pew. Vader's like,
yeah.
The exact sound effect of Boba Fett's armor is in the Mandalorian. So either Boba Fett's alive or someone's wearing his armor.
Yeah.
But it's not a good thing for Boba Fett to be doing that, or whoever's wearing that armor, because it's sacrilegious to the Mandalorians. Right, so there's a bit of there's a bit of a story in there, I imagine, in season 2. So there's a few areas based on, that's not just blind speculation or rumors. That's like stuff I've taken from the show, trying to link it in with what we've heard, Ahsoka returning, that kind of thing.
If they did bring him back, I mean, whether it's somebody in Boba's outfit or Boba or Boba, putting like Boba versus the Mandalorian would be pretty cool for a whole showdown type of thing.
I mean, I'm not going to speak for the fans, but I've had to do, it's last question on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. What do you think the fans want? They want Boba Fett. They don't want someone in Boba Fett's armor. I imagine the fans would like Boba Fett back. It's very plausible that he survived the Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, he is wearing a jetpack. He's more plausible than Darth Maul.
Absolutely. Yeah.
A lot more plausible.
And Anakin Skywalker for me, but
Yeah. There was...
and Palpatine for that matter.
Yeah.
Anakin's survival is the most believable of them three, though, for sure.
Yeah. Why are they angling for that one?
What, Anakin?
Yeah.
That's just me trying to be trying to come at it from the
just trying to bring Vader back.
No, I mean in Revenge of the Sith, no one could survive what happened to him. Got burnt alive and his legs cut off and all that stuff. But he is the chosen one, so it's okay. But Darth Maul, I thought he was dead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But
his hatred kept him alive, I believe.
Yeah.
Strong will to live, hatred is powerful. The dark side.
Exactly. There was what?
Is that Luna?
crew like, let me out for some reason.
All right.
Yeah, it's not the whole Hayden Christensen coming back kind of seems to be doing the rounds again as well.
Yeah. Oh, for the Obi-Wan show. Yeah. I can't imagine them needing Hayden to be in the suit, Vader's suit, but I'm guessing there's flashbacks gonna happen.
Yeah.
Either flashbacks or dream sequences or maybe Obi-Wan and Vader fight, which I wouldn't recommend because when you watch episode 3 and episode 4, it feels that distance feels right to me. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master. Only a master of evil, Darth. All that. I think if you put him in Vader in the TV show, it might be, and they confront each other, it might undo that a little bit. I don't know.
That's the tricky things about telling stories in between things that we've made our own versions of. It's the same with the Clone Wars. It's like, when watching New Hope as a kid.
Yeah.
Just hearing that one sentence, you heard my father in the Clone Wars. You're like, oh my God, what's the Clone Wars? What was that like?
Yeah.
You're picturing it in your head then. And then when you see it, it's like...
I don't think Attack of the Clones could have ever lived up to what was going on in my head when Alec Guinness said that line, that Clone Wars line. I was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
Just like, what the hell was that like?
So coming round to... So yeah, I'm excited about the Mandalorian. I do like it.
I think it deserves all the awards and accolades that are heading that way. I believe it deserves it.
Show.
Yeah, I remember each week when it kept dropping. I know you binged it when you got Disney Plus when you did it legally.
Yeah. I remember creating that meme though.
Yeah. I remember showing it to some of the students at the college I work at, and I genuinely couldn't wait to hear what they think. They're all film music students, composers for film, television, etc. And I couldn't wait to see what they thought of the score from the first episode, because at first I was a bit, and then I needed a big second opinion, and most people seem to gel with it, and the more I watched it, the more I got used to it, and I think it works. The show is not Star Wars, if that makes sense, like the Star Wars saga films. I don't think obviously if John Williams scored it, it would be brilliant, but John's done with Star Wars now. He won't be returning again, unfortunately. But I do really like what Ludwig Göransson's done. Very unlikely name to be put with Star Wars as well. Yeah. Like they played what I would refer to as a wild card there, and it paid off. I really like it. I think it got more symphonic as it went on. There was a lot of synths near the beginning, synthetic material, which I thought, which is what needed to, which is what I kind of needed to get used to. I guess the orchestral stuff, it has that. It's more like I think you called this. It's more like Ennio Morricone.
Yeah,
that kind of Western, but there's Star Wars elements in there.
Yeah,
with some of the brass writing and things like that. But yeah, I really like what Ludwig Göransson did. I think it's fantastic. I hope he's returning for the next series as well.
Is he up on Spotify, that?
And I think they've released almost every cue for every episode. They've not released it on CD though. I thought that might happen at some point this year. But yeah, I think every cue's up there. It's very good.
Okay, I'm all over that then.
Yeah. Also, for a TV show, the music was mixed quite loud, which is unusual. It's usually dubbed right down and in the background, but this was felt more like watching the original Star Wars trilogy, and the original versions before they put more sound effects in and turn the music down.
Yeah.
So that's something I noticed in the soundtracks, the difference between like the Actually, Disney, fair play to them. They've gone back to having the music louder on, the new Disney Plus versions, the new prints. The music's louder again,
Yeah,
which is
that's
good, as it should
yeah.
have been.
I'm just looking at it here. Actually, that's amazing. You've got like for each episode's got like
It's like a
music
complete
being
score, isn't it?
yeah for each episode.
I
Wow.
think it's complete.
Wow.
To my knowledge as well, I could be wrong here, but this is very unusual for a television show. I don't think there's any what's known in the industry as tracked music, meaning for people who don't know what this is, it's where a piece of music was recorded for something, like maybe episode 1, and then it gets used again in episode 2, 3, and 4, whatever. That actually happens in all the Star Wars movies. When Rey grabs the lightsaber in The Force Awakens, that's Luke looking at, in A New Hope, looking at Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen.
Oh, yeah.
It's the scene after that where he's looking at their charred bodies and
Yeah.
you get that Force theme on the cellos, and that's what they tracked in. William scored that bit with a cue. It's on the CD, actually, the OST, original soundtrack, and then they tracked in something else. The most famous tracking scene is when Anakin's marching into the Jedi Temple in Revenge of the Sith. A lot of people, if you play that cue, they'll go, "Oh, Anakin marching into the temple." It's actually the arena from Attack of the Clones, but it was never featured in the movie.
Right.
So it's on the soundtrack for Attack of the Clones, the CD, but on the vinyl, but it's not actually the film. And that's what we mean by tracked. So back to The Mandalorian, I don't think there's any tracked music in it. I think Ludwig has done original music for every episode, which is highly unusual and very welcome.
Yeah, that's really good. I've just found another pile of work soundtrack music there.
Well, there you go.
For me to dip into.
I imagine there'll be about 3 or 4 hours worth of stuff there, something like that.
Yeah, looks that way. That's brilliant.
Yeah, good.
You can see if they're going to do it on CD, it'd have to be a big, massive box set.
I'm up for that.
Yeah.
Take my money.
So, well, we're like 1 minute out of time, but 1 minute left of time. But just as another thing, and I know you mentioned it on messages, but I've not really kind of got into it. They've moved the dates. Did they move the dates on for the next 3 films, or
yeah,
holding fast with them at the moment?
I'm seeing this all over social media that there's
COVID movement.
Yeah, there's 3 Star Wars films have been moved from. So the first one will be December 2023. But the thing is, I can't find any official sources backing this up. However, I don't see why anyone would lie about it. There's nothing to gain there. And then the other ones will be 2 years apart, the other trilogy. But I will speculate and say that if this is the next trilogy, what they're talking about being delayed is not Rian Johnson's. Rian Johnson's will be well after that. I think Ryan said it'd be 2026.
If it happens at all.
If it happens at all, yeah, exactly.
So it was 2022, 2024, 2026 to start with, and now they're moving them all on a 3.
Yeah.
Moving them all on 3.
So we don't know if that's a trilogy or it's just the next 3 spin-off movies. I doubt it's the Rian Johnson thing, because of what he said in his last interview. So it's either, well, officially, yeah, the official line was Disney put up 3 Star Wars logos saying Star Wars December 2021, 2023, 2025. That was the official line. They didn't say saga, episode, or anything.
Yeah.
And I speculated that was something else. That's either another trilogy by somebody else, not Rian Johnson. What they talked about back in 2017. You see, I want it to happen, but that's why we're gonna. Yeah, it won't be that one. It's either a trilogy or it's more. What did they call them originally? Anthology films or spin-off? No, a Star Wars story. That's what they called them.
Star Wars story.
But they haven't said that. So, Luke Skywalker, a Star Wars story, which is what everyone keeps talking about, but I'm with you on this.
Yeah, no.
Do a post Return of the Jedi, sure, but
Yeah,
not pre A New Hope. Just
there's no story to tell. Plus, they'd have to recast anyway, and like Luke's played old Luke now, so even if they did a story in between, it's like it'd just be icky. It'd just take you straight out of the movie because it's not Hamill.
Yeah, I said this on some of the other rants. I think you and Matt agreed that we just need to get away from what Star Wars as we know it, which is what I feel like the Mandalorian's done quite well.
Yeah, and need to make it new again.
Yeah, I mean the Mandalorian is in between. Yeah, new old. That's why I was excited about the idea of Johnson's trilogy because it's got nothing. He said it's nothing to do with the Skywalker saga, which everyone will be very happy about. And I hope the other movies are like that as well. There's this new era they're talking about the High Republic.
Yeah, but isn't that going to be like a cartoon or something?
Well, at the minute it's just books and
books.
And comics and things like that. But I just don't know if they were venturing into a movie. I don't know. Series. But yeah, we've said this so many times. We want Old Republic.
Yeah, and the video we saw about their meetings about that particular project were just terrifying.
Yes, it was.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah, weird. Want the Sith Wars. We want the origins of the Force. Who discovered the Force and the origins of the Jedi. I think there's some very cool ideas that could be spun off that. I know they'll have talked about this in the story group. They must have done.
Yeah.
I suppose it's just a matter of time, I guess.
I feel like that's something, if there's any way that he was ever going to come back, I think it would be about something like that.
Who, George?
If George was ever going to come back, which I don't think he would.
No.
But if he ever did, I think doing like you say, the history, the discovering of the Force and all that, but it'd be like proper like his lore of Star Wars was like, the Kurosawa Seven Samurai type thing, like very rustic and non-techy Star Wars.
It could be cool if they did a Star Wars where it's ludicrously limited to one planet, one setting, and it doesn't jump to like tons of different planets and bombards you with special effects and that kind of thing. And the old rule is that if you limit yourself with your tools, makes you more creative. And I think there's a place for that kind of, like to be typical. What they did with the Joker.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think you've seen it yet, have you?
Still not. I've hovered a couple of times in the shop, but what tends to happen is well, obviously I'm not going to the shop that much, but I did go into CEX the other day, but the thing is, at the moment, there must be some collector in Oldham or surrounding areas somewhere who is an Arrow video addict like me. So when I go in, there's just loads of Arrow stuff piled, and I'm like, which one?
Sure,
because they're like more expensive, even though they're secondhand, they're like more expensive than anything else. I'm just like, which one can I get? So I kind of came away with To Live and Die in LA this week. So I nearly got the Joker, but I got To Live and Die in LA instead.
I think you'll like it. I think it's fair to say that you'll like it.
It looks like definitely my wheelhouse. It just looks like a 70s movie, which is
absolutely
all about that.
It's got, for me, I was watching it when I saw it at the theatre. I just got this massive Scorsese vibe off it. I thought it was fantastic. Visually as well as sort of the way the movie felt. But yeah, I think that kind of stripped back. So that, that's in the DC world, and it's all about this Joker. The Joker character is called Arthur, and it's so far away from what we've seen before from Batman. It's so restricted and restricted in the sense of, Batman's not.
It's a small story.
Yeah, it's a small story, but told in a really epic way, if that makes sense. I don't usually like using the word epic because it gets overused, like the word genius.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Everyone's a genius. It's like, oh, they're not, are they?
Epic genius, no, they're not.
Yeah. So I think that's possibly the best direction for Star Wars.
Can I give you the third one?
Go on.
Awesome.
Oh God, yeah.
That's the other one.
You did it in the Star Wars show guy voice as well. And I was going to say,
almost.
Yeah, we haven't done. You haven't. I don't think we've done a podcast where you haven't said Bob Iger like that as well. You did it earlier, so I was like, yeah, he's done it again. Are you excited about a Han Solo movie? Not really.
It's just, I mean, I don't ever want to get to the point where there's a reason for me to not like him anymore, because I don't think there ever will be a reason for me to not just love Harrison Ford anyway.
Yeah,
but it's just little things like that just make me go.
Oh, he's great, isn't he?
Yes.
I love the video where one of the Americans, is it Jimmy Fallon, shows him the video of Mark impersonating him. Harrison's just sat there very still.
Yeah.
And then what is he? He goes, "Yeah, that's me."
Yeah.
So good. He can have the job.
Yeah.
Yeah, Harrison. Was it his birthday recently, wasn't it? Harrison Ford?
78 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's still not done Indiana Jones 5 yet.
Yeah, and neither's Johnny.
No, I know.
Officially, he's still doing it, but you know,
they need to get weaving with that shit.
Yeah,
it's going to happen.
I don't think John's going to be doing very big projects anymore. I think what may happen is John writes it but doesn't conduct and record it. I think, you know, because he is getting on now.
He'll do the Brian Wilson thing.
What's that, sorry?
He'll do like the Brian Wilson did for the Beach Boys, like be off at home in the studio doing the writing the bits, and the lads are out touring the songs.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what happened with the Hobbit trilogy. I don't know if you know that. Howard Shore wrote the music for film 2 and 3, but Conrad Pope conducted and orchestrated it.
Why was Shore getting on as well?
No, we don't know.
We don't know.
Nope.
That's interesting.
Yeah, not sure.
Well, on that bombshell, I think.
Yeah, we've ended up talking about Joker and Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit again.
We keep saying, you know, we do talk about Star Wars here, but we do occasionally veer off.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think if we ever had enough time in our lives, we could do the veer off podcast where we just talk about all this stuff.
We're false advertising. We call it Star Wars, but we actually indoctrinate you about other things.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, that's true. But that's okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should be back next week. Hopefully Matt will be over the man flu and he'll be joining us. So why don't you hit us up on the comments and stuff? We've been quiet tonight, but hit us up on the comments and stuff about what you'd like to see in another episode, perhaps. I'm still working on some guests. We've got potentially 3 or 4 lined up. It's just a matter of
Harrison Ford, George Lucas, John Williams, Mark Hamill. Yeah, they're all coming. Yeah,
and Alec Guinness from the dead.
Yeah, imagine. Peter Cushing, why not?
Yeah, Peter Cushing,
Christopher Lee.
All of the Hammer guys will be joining us.
Yeah.
So until then, we'll see you next week. Take care.
Bon voyage.
Bon voyage.